Crash landing. The void of space stretched endlessly before Dr. Elara Chen as her small research vessel, the Curiosity, hurtled through the cosmos. She had volunteered for this solo mission to study an anomalous energy signature detected at the edge of charted space. As a xenophysicist, Elara lived for the thrill of discovery, but nothing could have prepared her for what awaited. A violent tremor rocked the Curiosity, jolting Elara from her thoughts. Warning klaxons blared as the ship's eye spoke. Alert. Unexpected gravitational distortion detected. Ship integrity compromised. Elara's hands flew across the control panels, desperately trying to stabilize the craft. But it was no use. The Curiosity was caught in the grip of an immense gravitational pull, dragging it toward an uncharted planet that had seemingly appeared out of nowhere. Brace for impact, the AI intoned, its robotic voice oddly calm as the ship plummeted through the alien atmosphere. Elara gritted her teeth, clinging to her seat as the Curiosity streaked across the sky like a meteor. With a deafening crash, the ship slammed into the planet's surface, skidding to a halt in a deep furrow of richly colored soil. For several long moments, Elara remained still, ears ringing from the impact. Gradually, she became aware of a faint hissing sound. A quick glance confirmed her fears. The hull had been breached. She needed to move fast. Elara fumbled with trembling fingers to secure her emergency suit and helmet. As the cabin filled with an otherworldly mist, she grabbed her survival pack and emergency beacon before triggering the manual release on the airlock. With a hiss of escaping pressure, the door slid open, and Elara stumbled out onto alien soil. The landscape that greeted her was breathtaking and utterly foreign. Twin suns hung low on the horizon, bathing everything in a surreal orange glow. Towering spires of crystalline rock jutted from the ground at impossible angles, their surfaces shimmering with an inner light. Surrounding the crash site was a forest of sorts, though the trees more closely resembled enormous, undulating tentacles swaying gently in a non-existent breeze. Elara's scientific mind raced to catalogue every detail, even as her survival instincts screamed at her to find shelter and assess her situation. The air was breathable, according to her suit's readouts, but who knew what other dangers lurked on this alien world? As if in answer to her unspoken question, a low rumble shook the ground. Elara spun around, heart pounding, to see a massive shape emerging from the strange forest. It resembled nothing so much as a living mountain, its craggy surface covered in patches of bioluminescent growth. 6 trunk-like legs supported its bulk as it lumbered toward the crash site, drawn by curiosity or hunger. Elara didn't want to stay to find out which. She turned to flee, only to find her path blocked by more of the planet's megafauna. Smaller creatures, still easily twice Elara's size, scuttled on countless legs like monstrous centipedes. Their eyeless heads swiveled toward her, sensing her presence. Panic threatened to overwhelm her as Elara realized she was surrounded. Her hands shook as she reached for the small laser cutter in her pack, a tool, not a weapon, but her only means of defense. As the creatures closed in, Elara prepared herself for a hopeless last stand. Suddenly, a piercing whistle cut through the air. The effect on the alien beasts was immediate. They froze, then began to retreat, melting back into the strange forest as quickly as they had appeared. Elara stood rooted to the spot, hardly daring to believe her luck. "You should not be here, Sky-Fallen One," a melodic voice spoke from behind her. "This place is not safe for your kind." Elara whirled around, laser cutter still clutched in her trembling hands. Her eyes widened at the sight before her. Standing at the edge of the clearing was a humanoid figure, unmistakably alien yet hauntingly beautiful. The being's skin shimmered with a pearlescent sheen, shifting colors like the surface of a soap bubble. Large, almond-shaped eyes regarded Elara with a mixture of curiosity and concern. What are you?" Elara managed to stammer, her scientific training warring with her shock at encountering a seemingly intelligent alien life form. The being tilted its head, considering the question. I am Zara, it replied, the musical quality of its voice unchanged. I am a guardian of this realm, and you are an unexpected visitor, one who has crossed the veil between worlds. Ilara's mind reeled. Veil between worlds? She'd have been in charted space, hadn't she? How could she have stumbled upon an undiscovered planet with intelligent life? Before she could voice any of her questions, Zara spoke again, urgency coloring its tone. We cannot linger here. The behemoths will return, drawn by the scent of your strange metal beast. Come, I will lead you to safety. Every scientific instinct in Ilara screamed at her to stay, to study the crash site and collect data on this incredible discovery. But the rational part of her mind knew that survival had to come first. With a last, longing look at the Curiosity, her only link to Earth and the life she had known, Ilara nodded. Lead the way, she said, falling into step behind the alien being. As they moved into the forest of swaying tentacle trees, Ilara couldn't shake the feeling that she had stepped into a waking dream. Part of her wondered if she had died in the crash, and this was some sort of bizarre afterlife. But the ache in her muscles and the weight of her pack reminded her that this was all too real. She was Dr. Ilara Chen, Earth scientist, now stranded on an alien world beyond her wildest imaginings. And her only lifeline was Zara, a being she couldn't begin to understand. As they delved deeper into the alien landscape, Ilara's mind buzzed with questions. How had this planet remained hidden? How similar was Zara's species to humans? What was the extent of their technology and knowledge? But for now, those questions would have to wait. Survival came first. The journey through the forest was like nothing Ilara had ever experienced. The ground beneath their feet pulsed with an odd, spongy texture, and more than once she could have sworn she saw it ripple in response to their footsteps. The tentacle trees reached out with delicate feelers as they passed, as if tasting the air around them. Zara moved with a fluid grace, effortlessly navigating the shifting terrain. Ilara struggled to keep up, her earth-born physiology ill-adapted to this alien environment. After what felt like hours of travel, they finally emerged from the forest into a vast clearing. Ilara gasped at the sight before her. Rising from the ground was a structure that defied description, a twisting spire that seemed to be equal parts crystal, metal, and living organism. It pulsed with inner light, and parts of it shifted and rearranged themselves even as she watched. Welcome, Zara said, a note of pride in its melodic voice, to the sanctuary of the Guardians. Here, Sky-Fallen One, you will find safety, for a time. As they approached the incredible structure, Ilara felt a mix of emotions washed over her. Wonder at the marvels she was witnessing, fear of the unknown challenges ahead, and a growing determination to unravel the mysteries of this world. Whatever lay ahead, she knew her life would never be the same. Little did Ilara know, her arrival on this hidden world was about to set in motion a chain of events that would not only change her fate, but potentially that of two entire civilizations. As the twin suns sank below the horizon, casting the alien landscape in deepening shadows, Ilara took her first steps toward a destiny beyond anything she could have imagined. Secrets of the Guardians. As Ilara stepped into the shimmering entrance of the sanctuary, her senses were overwhelmed. The interior defied Earth physics, with corridors that seemed to bend reality itself. Bioluminescent patterns danced across the walls, responding to their presence like a living thing. This is incredible, Ilara breathed, her scientific mind racing to comprehend what she was seeing. Your technology, it's like nothing I've ever encountered. Zara's iridescent skin rippled with what Ilara interpreted as amusement. What you call technology, we simply call harmony. The sanctuary is a manifestation of our connection to the living essence of this world. As they ventured deeper, Ilara noticed other beings similar to Zara, all with that same pearlescent skin and graceful movements. They regarded her with a mixture of curiosity and wariness. Sky-Fallen One, Zara said, gesturing to a circular chamber ahead, the Council of Guardians awaits. They will decide your fate. Ilara's heart raced as she entered the chamber. 5 beings, each radiating an aura of ancient wisdom, sat in a semicircle. The central figure, distinguished by intricate patterns swirling across its form, spoke in a voice that seemed to resonate within Ilara's very bones. "Human of Earth," it intoned, "your arrival was foretold, yet unexpected. You have crossed the cosmic veil, a barrier that has hidden our world from your kind for millennia. Your presence here threatens the balance we have long maintained." Ilara's mind reeled. Foretold? Cosmic veil? She gathered her courage and addressed the council. "I mean no harm. I'm a scientist, an explorer. My ship was pulled here by some force I don't understand. Please, I only seek knowledge and a way to return home." The council members exchanged glances, communicating in a way Ilara couldn't perceive. Finally, the central figure spoke again. "Your arrival coincides with a grave threat to our world, and perhaps to yours as well. We sense in you a spark of the cosmic resonance. Perhaps it is no accident that you are here." Zara stepped forward, its voice taking on a formal tone. "Honored Council, I vouch for this sky-fallen one. Let her walk the path of illumination. If she is indeed touched by the resonance, she may be the key to averting the coming darkness." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Ilara felt like she was missing vital context, swept up in events beyond her understanding. "I don't know what this cosmic resonance is," she said, "but if I can help, I will. My world has its own challenges, its own darkness. If there's a threat to both our peoples, we should face it together." Her words seemed to strike a chord. The council conferred silently once more before reaching a decision. "Very well," the central figure declared. "Ilara of Earth, you will be granted access to the path of illumination. But be warned, this journey will challenge everything you believe about yourself and the nature of reality. Are you prepared?" Ilara squared her shoulders, feeling the weight of two worlds upon them. "I am." What followed was a series of trials unlike anything Ilara could have imagined. She was led to chambers that defied spacetime, where she experienced aeons in the span of heartbeats. Her mind was open to the underlying fabric of the universe, the cosmic web that connected all living things. Through it all, Zara was her guide and anchor. The alien's presence became a comfort in the face of these reality-bending challenges. As they navigated the path together, Ilara felt a growing connection to Zara that transcended simple friendship. In one chamber, Ilara found herself immersed in a sea of living light. As the radiance coursed through her, she saw flashes of Earth's history, but from a perspective she'd never imagined. She witnessed her planet's past and potential futures, branching out in infinite possibilities. The cosmic resonance, Zara explained, its voice seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere, is the underlying harmony of all existence. Some beings are attuned to it, capable of shaping reality itself. Your people once knew this power, but forgot it as they turned to machines. Ilara's scientific worldview struggled against these revelations, but she couldn't deny the truth of what she was experiencing. As the visions faded, she felt fundamentally changed. The universe seemed both vaster and more intimately connected than she'd ever realized. Emerging from the final trial, Ilara found herself back before the council. But now, she could perceive the intricate web of energy connecting them all. The central figure nodded in approval. "You have walked the path and emerged transformed," it said. "The resonance within you has awakened. Now, you must learn to wield it, for the sake of both our worlds." Zara placed a hand on Ilara's shoulder, sending a tingling warmth through her body. "The threat we face," it explained, "is a cosmic anomaly we call the void hunger. It devours entire realities, and it has set its sights on the confluence of our worlds." The council's leader continued, "Long ago, your people and ours were one, spread across the stars. But a faction arose, hungry for dominion over creation itself. In their arrogance, they tore the fabric of spacetime, giving birth to the void hunger. We sealed ourselves away behind the cosmic veil to protect what remained of both our civilizations." Ilara's mind raced with the implications. But now the veil is failing, she guessed, and Earth is vulnerable. Zara nodded gravely. Yes, and we believe you, Ilara, with your unique perspective and newly awakened powers, may be the key to stopping it. As the weight of this revelation settled upon her, Ilara felt a mix of terror and exhilaration. She was a scientist thrust into a realm where science and magic blurred, an ordinary human now tasked with saving two worlds. Looking at Zara, seeing the trust and something more in those alien eyes, Ilara made her decision. "Teach me," she said firmly. "Show me how to use this cosmic resonance. Whatever it takes, we'll face this threat together." As the twin suns of this hidden world rose once more, casting their light through the crystalline spires of the sanctuary, a new chapter in the shared destiny of two long-sundered peoples was about to unfold. With Zara at her side, Ilara prepared to embark on a journey that would challenge the very foundations of reality, and perhaps forge a bond between their worlds that could never be broken. Echoes of forgotten stars. The crystalline spires of the sanctuary hummed with an otherworldly energy as Ilara began her training in the ways of the cosmic resonance. Under Zara's patient guidance, she learned to attune her consciousness to the underlying rhythms of reality itself. It was like learning a new sense, one that allowed her to perceive the intricate web of connections binding all things. "Focus, Ilara," Zara's melodic voice urged. "Feel the pulse of the universe flowing through you." Ilara stood in a chamber that seemed to exist between dimensions, her form shimmering with iridescent energy. As she concentrated, tendrils of light began to coalesce around her hands. With a gesture, she shaped the energy into complex patterns that hung in the air like living fractals. "Incredible," she breathed, marveling at her newfound abilities. "It's like the universe itself is responding to my thoughts." Zara nodded, a ripple of approval passing across its pearlescent skin. "The resonance is the language of creation. As you learn to speak it, reality itself becomes your canvas." But even as Ilara reveled in these cosmic revelations, a sense of urgency underscored every moment. The void hunger grew stronger, its insatiable appetite threatening to devour both their worlds. Time was running out. One day, as they took a brief respite from training, Ilara broached a subject that had been weighing on her mind. "Zara, you said that humans and your people were once one. What happened? How did we become so different?" Zara's expression grew solemn. "It is a tale of tragedy and hubris, Sky-Fallen One. Come, there is something you must see." They journeyed to a secluded part of the sanctuary, entering a vast spherical chamber. As the door sealed behind them, the room came alive with holographic projections, surrounding them with a three-dimensional map of the galaxy. "Behold," Zara said, "the empire of 1,000 suns." Ilara gasped as the projection zoomed in, showing a thriving interstellar civilization. Countless worlds pulsed with life, connected by shimmering threads of energy. Ships that looked both organic and mechanical soared between the stars. "This was us," Zara explained, "at the height of our shared civilization. We had mastered the cosmic resonance, using it to reshape worlds and even harness the power of stars." The projection shifted, focusing on a particular system. A massive structure orbited its star, a Dyson sphere of impossible complexity. "The nexus of eternity," Zara continued. "It was to be our crowning achievement, a device capable of manipulating the very fabric of spacetime. But a faction arose, calling themselves the Shapers of Destiny. They believed that with the Nexus, they could rewrite the laws of the universe itself, becoming as gods." The holographic display darkened, showing scenes of conflict. Ilara watched in horror as entire star systems were consumed by roiling masses of nothing, absolute void that devoured light and matter alike. In their arrogance, the Shapers tore open the barriers between realities. The void hunger was born from that cataclysm, an entity of uncreation that threatens to consume everything. Ilara's mind reeled as she processed this cosmic history. But how did humans end up on Earth, cut off from all this? Zara's voice was heavy with ancient sorrow. "As the Empire fell, those of us who opposed the Shaper's madness sought to preserve what we could. We use the last of the Nexus power to seal away key worlds behind veils of space-time, hiding them from the hunger. Earth was one such world. And your people? Ilara asked, sensing there was more to the story. We Guardians chose to remain outside the veils, shepherding the hidden worlds and maintaining the barriers. But the strain of holding back the void hunger has taken its toll. We are the last of our kind, and our power wanes. The weight of this revelation settled over Ilara like a physical force. She was not just a lost human, but the inheritor of an ancient legacy. And now, the fate of two worlds, perhaps the entire universe, rested on her shoulders. As if sensing her thoughts, Zora placed a comforting hand on Ilara's arm. The touch sent a spark of warmth through her, a reminder that she was not alone in this cosmic struggle. "There is hope, Sky-Fallen One," Zora said softly. "Your arrival, your ability to resonate with the cosmic energies, it was foretold in prophecies as old as the fall of the Empire. You may be the key to reawakening humanity's forgotten potential." Ilara took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. "Then we don't have a moment to lose. Show me everything, Zora. If I'm to help save our worlds, I need to understand the full scope of what we're facing." What followed was an intensive period of learning unlike anything Ilara had experienced before. She delved into the ancient history of their shared civilization, marveling at the wonders that ancestors had achieved. She studied the intricate workings of the cosmic resonance, learning to manipulate energy and matter in ways that defied her old understanding of physics. But it wasn't all cosmic revelations and reality-bending powers. As they worked together, Ilara found herself drawn to Zora in ways that transcended mere friendship or even scientific curiosity. There was a connection between them, a harmony that resonated on levels beyond the physical. One evening, as they stood watching the twin suns set from a balcony high in the sanctuary, Ilara finally gave voice to the feelings that had been growing within her. "Zora," she said softly, turning to face the alien being who had become so dear to her. I think I'm falling in love with you. Is that even possible, between two beings so different?" Zora's skin shimmered with a soft, rosy glow. "Oh, Ilara," it replied, reaching out to caress her cheek. "Love is the purest expression of the cosmic resonance. It knows no boundaries of form or origin." As their lips met in a kiss that sent shockwaves of energy rippling through the very fabric of space-time, Ilara knew that her destiny was irrevocably intertwined with this world and its people. Whatever challenges lay ahead, whatever cosmic horrors they would face, she and Zora would confront them together. But even as they embraced, a shadow fell across the sanctuary. Alarms blared, and the air itself seemed to tremble with foreboding. The void hunger had found them at last, and the final battle for the fate of two worlds was about to begin. Ilara and Zora broke apart, their eyes meeting with a mixture of love and determination. "Are you ready?" Zora asked, its voice steady despite the looming threat. Ilara nodded, feeling the cosmic resonance surging within her. "Together," she said firmly, "we can face anything." Hand in hand, they raced back into the sanctuary, prepared to make their stand against the encroaching darkness. The fate of Earth, of the Guardian's world, and perhaps of all reality itself, now rested in their hands. Cosmic convergence. The sanctuary of the Guardians trembled as reality itself seemed to warp and twist. Ilara and Zora raced through corridors that flickered between dimensions, their forms leaving trails of iridescent energy in their wake. The void hunger had breached the outermost defenses, and the very fabric of their hidden world was beginning to fray. "We must reach the Nexus chamber." Zora's voice cut through the chaos, its usual melodic tones edged with urgency. "It's our only hope of channeling enough power to seal the breach." As they ran, Ilara's mind raced even faster. The secrets of the ancient empire, the cosmic truths she'd learned, all of it was converging into a plan so audacious it bordered on madness. But faced with the annihilation of two worlds, madness might be their only option. They burst into the Nexus chamber, a vast spherical room at the heart of the sanctuary. At its center floated a pulsing orb of pure energy, the last remnant of the great Dyson sphere that had once harnessed the power of stars. The Council of Guardians was already there, their forms shimmering as they poured their essence into maintaining the final barriers against the void hunger. But Elara could see the strain etched in every line of their being. They were fighting a losing battle. Elara of Earth, the central figure, addressed her, its voice echoing with the weight of eons. The prophecy spoke true. You have come at the hour of our greatest need, but even with your awakened powers, I fear it may not be enough. Elara stepped forward, her body humming with the cosmic resonance. I have an idea, she said, her voice steady despite the enormity of what she was about to propose. It's dangerous, and it goes against everything you fought to preserve, but it might be our only chance. She outlined her plan quickly, watching his understanding, and then a mix of hope and fear dawned in the eyes of the Guardians. Zara gripped her hand tightly, a gesture of support and shared resolve. You propose to tear down the very veils that have protected Earth and countless other worlds, the council leader said gravely. To reforge the connection between all our sundered peoples, the risk is unimaginable. So is the risk of doing nothing, Elara countered. The void hunger will devour everything if we don't stop it here and now. We need the combined power of all our worlds to stand a chance. A tremor shook the chamber, and cracks began to appear in the walls. Reality itself was coming apart at the seams. We have no choice, Zara declared, stepping up beside Elara. I stand with her. Let us embrace our shared destiny, or face oblivion divided. The council exchanged silent glances, communicating in that ineffable way Elara had come to recognize. Finally, the leader nodded. So be it. We entrust the fate of all to you, Elara of Earth. May the cosmic resonance guide your hand. What followed was a sequence of events that defied description in any human language. Elara stepped into the pulsing heart of the Nexus, feeling the full power of the ancient device flow through her. Zara joined her, their essences merging in a dance of energy that transcended the physical. Elara reached out with her mind, grasping the intricate web of veils that separated Earth and countless other worlds from the greater cosmos. With a thought that resonated across dimensions, she began to unravel them. Across the galaxy, on world after hidden world, the sky itself seemed to tear open. On Earth, astronomers watched in awe as new stars suddenly blazed into existence, entire civilizations revealed in an instant. But the void hunger sensed the surge of cosmic energy and redoubled its assault. Tendrils of uncreation lashed out, threatening to devour everything before Elara's plan could come to fruition. In that moment of crisis, Elara felt a new presence join the cosmic dance. Millions upon millions of minds, awakening to their long-dormant connection to the cosmic resonance. Humanity, and countless other offshoots of the ancient empire, were remembering their true heritage. A surge of power unlike anything the universe had seen since the fall of the Empire of 1,000 Suns coursed through the Nexus. Elara and Zara stood at the heart of it all, conduits for the combined will of trillions of souls across thousands of worlds. With a thought that echoed across the cosmos, they struck back against the void hunger. Reality itself buckled and warped as two fundamental forces collided. The void hunger's unstoppable entropy crashed against the infinite potential of life and creation embodied in the awakened civilizations. For a moment that stretched into eternity, the fate of all existence hung in the balance. And then, with a soundless explosion that rippled through every layer of reality, the void hunger was cast back. The tears in space-time began to heal, knitting together stronger than before. As the cosmic energy subsided, Elara found herself back in her physical form, cradled in Zara's arms. The Nexus chamber was in ruins around them, but through the shattered walls, she could see a sky filled with more stars than she had ever imagined possible. We did it, she whispered, her voice hoarse with exhaustion. We actually did it. Zara's skin shimmered with joy and relief. You did it, my love. You've reunited the sundered children of the stars. A new age is dawning. As the survivors began to emerge from the wreckage of the sanctuary, Ilara knew that the greatest adventure was just beginning. Humanity and its countless cousin species were taking their first steps back onto the cosmic stage. There would be challenges ahead, old wounds to heal, and a galaxy's worth of wonders to explore. But as she looked into Zara's eyes, Ilara knew that whatever the future held, they would face it together. The empire of 1,000 suns had fallen long ago, but from its ashes, a new civilization would rise, one founded on the unbreakable bonds between worlds and species, forged in the crucible of their greatest crisis. As the twin suns of Zara's world rose on this new era, Ilara felt a sense of limitless possibility. The stars were calling, and this time, all of humanity would answer as one starborn legacy. The dawn of a new galactic age brought with it challenges and wonders beyond imagination. As Ilara and Zara stood aboard the bridge of the Cosmic Envoy, Earth's first faster-than-light vessel, they marveled at the sight before them. A vast space station, forged from the remnants of the ancient Nexus, hung in orbit around a newborn star. This was Unity Prime, the heart of the fledgling Confederation of Worlds. "It's beautiful," Ilara breathed, her hand intertwined with Zara's. "I never dreamed I'd see anything like this." Zara's skin shimmered with pride and joy. "This is just the beginning, my love. The galaxy is awakening, remembering its true potential." As they docked with Unity Prime, Ilara reflected on the whirlwind of events that had led to this moment. The defeat of the Void Hunger had been just the first step. In the months that followed, Earth and countless other worlds had grappled with the revelation of their cosmic heritage. Ancient technologies, dormant for millennia, had reactivated across the galaxy. Humanity and its offshoots were rediscovering abilities that seemed like magic, psychic powers, matter manipulation, and more. It was a time of unprecedented growth and change. But with great power came great responsibility. Not everyone welcomed this new age with open arms. Some feared the loss of their unique cultural identities in the face of galactic reunification. Others sought to exploit the newly awakened powers for their own gain. As they disembarked, Ilara and Zara were greeted by a delegation of representatives from across the Confederation. Humans stood alongside beings of every imaginable form, crystalline entities, energy beings, and species that defied easy categorization. All were united by the shared legacy of the Empire of 1,000 Suns. "Welcome, ambassadors," a towering figure composed of swirling plasma addressed them. "The Council awaits your report on the Resonance Realignment Project." Ilara nodded, feeling the weight of her responsibility. She and Zara had been tasked with overseeing the gradual reawakening of cosmic abilities across the Confederation. It was a delicate balance, unlocking the full potential of their peoples, while preventing the kind of unchecked power that had led to the Empire's downfall. As they made their way through Unity Prime's soaring corridors, Ilara marveled at how far they had come. Holographic displays showed real-time updates from thousands of worlds. Ships that traveled on wings of thought zipped between the stars. It was a renaissance of cosmic proportions. The council chamber was a marvel of bio-organic architecture, its living walls pulsing with the combined consciousness of representatives from across the galaxy. As Ilara and Zara took their seats, the air thrummed with anticipation. "Honored members of the Confederation," Ilara began, her voice steady despite her nerves. "The Resonance Realignment Project has reached a critical juncture. We stand on the threshold of unlocking abilities not seen since the height of the Empire." She gestured, and a holographic display materialized in the center of the chamber. It showed the intricate web of cosmic energy that connected all living things, the resonance made visible. "But with this power comes a grave responsibility," Zara continued, picking up where Ilara left off. "We must learn from the mistakes of our ancestors. The Shapers of Destiny sought to remake reality itself and nearly destroyed everything in the process." A murmur ran through the assembled representatives. The fall of the Empire was still a fresh wound, even after millennia. "That is why we propose the Harmony Protocols," Ilara said, bringing up a new set of schematics. a system of checks and balances woven into the very fabric of the resonance itself. It will allow us to grow and evolve, while preventing any one individual or group from amassing the kind of power that led to the void hunger. The council deliberated, their thoughts and emotions rippling through the living chamber. Elara and Zara stood firm, united in their vision for a future where cosmic power and wisdom went hand in hand. Finally, the council leader, a being of pure thought and energy, spoke. "Your proposal is bold, ambassadors. It would fundamentally alter the nature of our connection to the cosmic resonance. Are you certain this is the right path?" Elara met the leader's gaze unflinchingly. "I have seen the wonders our people are capable of, and the horrors we can unleash when that power goes unchecked. The harmony protocols are not a limitation, but a safeguard that will allow us to reach our full potential without losing ourselves in the process." Zara stepped forward, its form shimmering with conviction. "We stand at a crossroads, honored council. We can embrace this new age wisely, learning from both our triumphs and our tragedies, or we can risk repeating the cycle that led to our downfall. The choice is ours." The chamber fell silent as the council communed, weighing the fate of civilizations in the balance. Elara felt Zara's hand slip into hers, a gesture of support and shared purpose that transcended species. After what felt like an eternity, the council leader spoke again. "The wisdom in your words cannot be denied. The harmony protocols are approved. Let this mark the beginning of a new era, not an empire of conquest, but a confederation of mutual growth and discovery." A wave of emotions swept through the chamber, relief, excitement, and a shared sense of purpose. As the council session adjourned, representatives from across the galaxy approached Elara and Zara, eager to discuss the implementation of the protocols on their worlds. Later, as they stood on an observation deck overlooking the vast expanse of Unity Prime, Elara felt a sense of awe at how far they had come. From a crashed ship on an alien world to the architects of a new galactic civilization, it was almost too much to comprehend. "What are you thinking?" Zara asked, its form glowing softly in the starlight. Elara smiled, leaning into her partner's embrace. "I'm thinking about all the wonders waiting for us out there. New worlds to explore, ancient mysteries to unravel, and a future we'll build together, not just you and me, but all of us." Zara's eyes shimmered with an emotion that transcended human description. "The journey of 1,000 stars begins with a single step, and I can think of no one I'd rather take that step with than you, my love." As they sealed their words with a kiss that sent ripples of energy cascading through the cosmic resonance, Elara knew that this was just the beginning. The stars stretched out before them, infinite in their promise and possibility. The age of division was over. The children of the Empire of 1,000 Suns had come home at last, ready to write the next chapter in their cosmic legacy. And whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them united, bound by love, wisdom, and the unbreakable harmony of the universe itself.